You take a couple things just because they're a lot of the same players. I mean, obviously they have new players, but a lot of the same players, a lot of the same coaches. But you have to learn from what they've done this season, obviously, and so you look at the tape, you get what you can from that, and then you move on to what they've done this season.
Hey Pat, what's your impression of Jalen Hurts and what he's been able to do with this Eagles offense this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's extremely talented. I mean, I saw it firsthand in the last Super Bowl that we played, and I think what the best thing about him is he's a winner. He knows how to win football games, and if that's throwing the football, if that's running the football, whatever it takes, in order to be great in this league, you have to find ways to win football games.
Patrick, 17 straight games, one possession wins. You know how to build momentum.
I think the best thing we do is just we compete to the very end. It doesn't matter how the game looks from the beginning to the end. We're just going to find a way to get the win, and that's why one possession or about two possessions, whatever it is, we're just going to find a way.
Patrick, you've been outspoken about your Christian faith. Who is Jesus to you?
Jesus is my Lord and Savior. It's someone that I look up to every single day to decide what I want to do with my life and how I want to live my life. And so Jesus is everything to me at the end of the day. I don't know about this season, but I always lean on Acts 27 through 12 about a boy named Eutychus and his faith and him listening to a sermon and falling and dying and coming back to life. And it just spoke to me at that moment of how I need to live my life and how I need to be fully invested in God.
Patrick, if I have one more question, please.
So you've been in so many different games in your career, so many incredible games, including multiple different Super Bowls. How does this week stand out compared to recent years?
Yeah, Super Bowl is always top of the top, and to be able to have this opportunity to be in this game is always special. And so we're just gonna go out there and lay it all on the line. I mean, we've worked so hard to be in this game, and I'm proud of my teammates. We're one win away from going out and completing history, so I'm excited for it.
Patrick, you are already considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. How does that type of talk make you feel?
I just want to be remembered as one of the greatest teams of all time at the end of the day, and I know how blessed I am to be in Kansas City and the people that I have around me, coaches and players, and so I'm more focused on leaving the imprint on the Kansas City Chiefs and how we are remembered for the rest of time.
On the rise of sports gambling, do you feel pressure from threats against yourself, fellow players, coaches, refs?
Not at all. I mean, I just go out there and play the game that I love at the end of the day, and so I know people gamble on the game and everything like that, but at the end of the day, I play football for the love of it, and that's what I always will do. I think it gets people watching. I think that's good for the sport. But at the end of the day, I want people to realize that it's a game that you play on the playground for recess, and the stuff that you just go out there and give everything you love, and I think that's what we try to do on the football field, and I think that's everybody on that football field.
Many of us have gotten to cover you in so many Super Bowls, and it seems like the moment's never too big for you. When, if ever, do you get emotional?
I think just after the games, when I look back on seasons, I get emotional just because of the process, the hard work that you put in. Win or lose, guys give everything that they have, and every team's different. I mean, we have a lot of the same guys that have been on these Super Bowl runs with us, but at the same time, from my first Super Bowl to now, I think it's only like 3 to 5 guys that are on that team. And so no matter how the season ends, you're going to be a different football team, and you just embrace and really have those moments together as a team, and I think that makes you a little emotional.
And you spoke last night about how growing up you hated the Patriots too, so you understand when people don't like to see you back on the stage. But what do you know now in the middle of it that fans don't know, media doesn't know, about how hard it is?
Yeah, I think it's just the grind of every single day of having to start from the bottom and then work your way back to the top. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to be in this game, and that's why I don't take it for granted. And it speaks to the guys that I have around me that they're willing to go back to work, start from the beginning, work their tail off again to make it to this game. And so I think the fans know that, but until you experience it on a day-to-day process, you never really appreciate it.
When you're on the field, basically the game's on the line, you're very close to reach something that not even Montana, not even Brady was able to, which was 3 consecutive championships. How do you disconnect all of this? How do you disconnect basically all the noise and to focus on what you have to do? Where's that mental power?
I think you just have to have a process of how you go about every single play, and there's certain checkpoints that I need to do as far as recognizing the coverage or recognizing what we need to do as an offense and just getting us to the best opportunity to be successful. And then you just play the football game. At the end of the day, it's a football game. It's a game that you played growing up. You just make it about that moment. You make it about that play, and you just execute your job.
Patrick, sometimes people think of great quarterbacking as passing alone when there's a lot of other things that go into your position. How would you describe what you have to do beyond just passing and maybe a moment where you felt like you played well but the passing numbers
I just, as I've learned in this league, it's all about winning at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how it happens. It doesn't matter if it's dissecting the coverage before the play, getting us to a run play, or running with your legs, or throwing the football. It's just about winning the football game. And at the end of the day, that's what the ultimate goal is. And so that's what I've tried to do, especially at this part of my career, is even though that the stats might not be as flashy as they were in my first year, we've won a lot of football games, and I'll always be proud of that.
Patrick, 6 years ago, Patrick, 6 years ago, it seemed like this team was loved around the NFL. Now you're almost playing the role of the villain. What do you think about that? Does it motivate you?
When we step on that football field, we're going to come together as a brotherhood and as a family and just play our best football and live with the results after. So it's not like I'm embracing the villain or doing anything like that. I'm embracing my teammates and how we play the football game. Oh yeah, that happens a lot. I mean, that's why interceptions happen. So no, it's these guys are talented on that side of the football, and they study film and watch plays just like we do. And so there's definitely times where the defense it gets me on certain plays or certain blitzes or certain coverages, and you just have to learn from those and try to be better the next time. What? Yeah, I think just how talented they are. I mean, they're talented at all three levels: D-line, linebackers, and secondary, and they know how to play well together. I mean, that's what makes Vic Fangio's defenses so great, is that everybody has a part, and they have to do their job in order for everybody to have success, and that's what they do. And if they're asked to play man, they play man well. If they play zone, they make sure to be in the right spots at the right time. And so it'll be a great challenge. You got to be patient, and when those opportunities come, you gotta go out there and execute on them, because there'll only be a few of them in the game.
What part of your game are you most proud of the improvement that you've made since your first Super Bowl?
I think just being able to feel the tempo of a game and feel how the game flow is going. I feel like when I was younger, I wanted to just make the big play happen the whole game. And I obviously still want to do that, but whenever the defense is playing well or the offense, we're struggling a little bit, it's about getting us back in rhythm, getting us back in tempo so that the big plays kind of come to us and we're not trying to force them. Yeah. Yeah, it's always motivating whenever you have another baby. I mean, just because I want them to have the same experiences that the other two had, and she's been amazing. She's been sleeping well. Mom's been extremely happy, and I'm excited for her to be able to come to. I think this will be her first football game at the Super Bowl, and hopefully we can get her a win. Say that again? I don't know if I play. I was in Long Island with the Mets, but he played on the Long Island Ducks. So when he was there, I definitely spent some time in Long Island. I was a little bit older too then, so I remember a couple of things. But the games were awesome. They had a lot of fans in the stands, and some of that independent baseball and that he played at the end of his career was kind of some of my favorite moments.
Everybody seems to want a piece of you. How many autographs would you estimate you signed in the course of the year?
I mean, I can't even a lot. I would just say a lot of them. But I mean, that's a part of it. I was the little kid asking for autographs for my dad, so I'm always, especially for the kids and the kids that want to live out their dream and are looking for some inspiration, I always will sign those autographs for them.
What's the strangest request you've ever had?
I signed some man's back because he had a tattoo of me on his back, and I got kind of cornered into where I had to do it. That was a pretty strange one. I think it's just the guys that we have in our locker rooms have such an appreciation for the process and how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl. And so with that, we start from the beginning. We don't just rely on what got us there the year before. We really go back to ground zero, and we work our tail off just to be the best that we can be, and knowing that it's going to be a hard process. It's going to be a hard journey to get back to the Super Bowl. And so when you have a bunch of guys like that, it kind of fuels you to be the best you can be every single day.